Tom Brady showing up in Sacramento isn't something anyone had on their sports bingo card, but that's exactly what happened. And what looked at first like a simple business appearance ended up feeling a lot bigger than just a store opening. When someone with Brady's profile, a 7-time Super Bowl champion, one of the most famous athletes on the planet, chooses to plant a flag in a particular city, people notice. And when that city is Sacramento, not Los Angeles, not San Francisco, not Vegas, it raises some interesting questions. He was officially in town to celebrate the launch of Cardvault, his memorabilia brand, opening a new location. On paper, that's straightforward. A retired legend, a branded venture, meet and greet with fans, cut the ribbon, take the photos, done. But look at where he chose to do it. The event took place right in the heart of Doco, that downtown Sacramento complex that's grown up around Golden One Center, home of the Sacramento Kings. This wasn't just some random strip mall off the freeway. This was the beating heart of the city's sports scene. Brady spent time doing exactly what you'd expect from a high-profile appearance. He greeted a long line of fans, shook hands, signed memorabilia, and took photos with people who clearly couldn't believe Tom Brady was standing in front of them in Sacramento. Later on, he stepped inside Golden One Center itself and was spotted taking pictures with the Kings dancers, smiling on the court of an NBA team he doesn't officially have any connection to. For Kings fans walking through Doco that day, it must have felt surreal. The face of NFL dominance casually blending into their home arena environment. What really got people talking, though, wasn't just that he came. It was what he said about why Cardvault chose Sacramento as its first California location. Most people would have guessed LA as the obvious answer. Maybe San Francisco. Maybe somewhere in Southern California with a beach and a ton of tourists. But Brady made it clear this was not an accident. He said they thought carefully, strategically, about what they wanted to open, and Sacramento came first for a reason. He talked about how much he respects the way Sacramento supports its sports teams. The way fans show up even when things aren't going the way they hoped. The loyalty, the passion, the consistency, coming from a guy who played in Boston and Tampa. Two very intense sports markets. That kind of recognition carries weight. It wasn't just a generic compliment. It sounded like someone who understood the city's identity as a fan base that refuses to walk away, no matter how frustrating the seasons get. For people who actually live in Sacramento or follow the Kings closely, those words hit home. This is a fan base that has been through everything. Since Vivek Ranadive took over the Kings in 2013, the franchise has been stable in one sense and stuck in another. On one hand, his ownership and the eventual construction of Golden One Center completely changed the team's outlook off the court. Before that arena deal, there were very real conversations about the Kings packing up and leaving town. Sacramento was fighting for its NBA life, and building that downtown arena locked the franchise in, finally ending the relocation talk that had hung over the city like a storm cloud. On the court, though, it hasn't been a simple success story. Under Ranadive's ownership, the Kings have made the playoffs just once. That 2023 run that lit up the entire league. The years in between were rough. Constant coaching changes, front office reshuffles, lottery after lottery, different rebuilds that never seemed to fully stick. For most markets, that kind of drought would have emptied the building. But in Sacramento, fans kept coming back. They might have been frustrated. They might have booed decisions. But they showed up. That reputation, as one of the most loyal and loud fan bases in the NBA, was earned the hard way. Then came the light the beam era. When the Kings finally broke through in 2023, flipped the switch on that purple beam shooting into the night sky after home wins, it felt like the entire city exhaled after years of holding its breath. That playoff run against the Golden State Warriors wasn't just fun basketball. It was emotional. You could feel how long people had been waiting. It wasn't just another playoff appearance. It was validation that all those years of sticking by a struggling team meant something. So when Tom Brady stands in Doco, a few steps from the arena that symbolizes that hard-earned stability, and talks about how Sacramento fans keep showing up even when it's not easy, you can see why locals paid attention. He was, in a way, acknowledging something the city has known about itself for decades. This is a place that doesn't get the glitz of LA or the tech money of the Bay, but it shows up for its own. In that sense, Sacramento sports fans see themselves a bit like underdogs, Overlooked, underestimated, but fiercely proud. Brady aligning Card Vault with that kind of market is fascinating. Card Vault isn't just about slapping his name on some random collectibles. Memorabilia, especially in basketball and football, is deeply tied to emotion and memory. A signed jersey, a rookie card, a ticket stub. These are physical reminders of moments fans live through with their teams. Dropping that kind of brand right next to Golden One Center doesn't just tap into foot traffic. It taps into a community that has built its identity on living and dying with a franchise. And remember, Tom Brady isn't just some ex-player dabbling in business. He's already made moves into sports ownership and investment. He's involved with multiple ventures, and his influence stretches beyond the NFL. Over the last few years, he's become part of the growing trend of superstar athletes becoming part owners, advisors, or major investors in other teams and leagues. So when a guy like that chooses to associate his business with your city, especially in a spot as symbolic as Doco, you have to wonder if it stops at one store. That's why seeing him inside Golden One Center, taking photos with the Kings dancers, smiling on that court, sparked so much speculation. Nobody's saying there's a secret deal sitting in a drawer somewhere. But fans are smart. They've watched LeBron James buy into soccer clubs, Patrick Mahomes grab a stake in the Kansas City Royals, and other athletes cross into ownership in leagues they don't even play in. The modern sports landscape is full of crossover partnerships. When you see Brady praise Sacramento's loyalty and plan a flagship card vault there, your mind naturally goes to the next question. Could this be the start of something bigger with the Kings? It's not hard to imagine why that idea is appealing. For the Sacramento Kings, having someone with Tom Brady's global recognition connected in any way, even as a small investor, an ambassador, or a partner, would be massive. It reinforces a message that this is no longer a fringe NBA market fighting off relocation rumors. This is a modern, growing, downtown-based franchise with star power and national relevance. Golden One Center was step one. The Beam era was step two. Someone like Brady joining the orbit, even informally, would feel like another level. From Brady's perspective, if he ever chose to pursue something deeper with the NBA, Sacramento makes more sense than it might at first glance. This is a place where a big-name investor wouldn't get lost in a crowded ownership group the way they might in a glamour city. The fan base already has a chip-on-the-shoulder mindset and enormous pride. They'd embrace someone who shows genuine respect for what they've built through years of frustration. And business-wise, with Doco still filling out in downtown Sacramento, continuing to evolve, it's smart to link your brand early to a market that's growing, not saturated. For now, though, all we officially have is a high-profile card vault launch, a lot of photos, and a handful of carefully chosen quotes about Sacramento's passion. Even that alone is meaningful. Think about the optics. Tom Brady could have easily opened his first California card vault in Los Angeles, lined up celebrities, booked influencers, and soaked up national entertainment press. He didn't. He chose to stand in front of Sacramento Kings fans instead and praise them for being there even when the wins weren't. It's also worth noting what that does for perception of Sacramento beyond the NBA. Whenever a major figure in sports chooses a non-traditional market for a first or flagship location, it sends a message to other investors and brands. Pay attention here. This city isn't just some small stop between bigger destinations. It's a place where loyalty translates into real spending, where a fan base will support things tied to their teams, and where downtown is anchored by a thriving arena instead of a crumbling one. The downtown Commons area, Doco, has become more than just a pre-game hangout. It's turned into a symbol of what keeping the Kings in town actually did for the city. Restaurants, shops, hotels, public spaces, they all feed off that arena traffic and the identity that comes with it. By opening Card Vault there, Brady has essentially put his business in the middle of that energy. When the Kings are good, when the beam is lit, when the building is loud, that whole area surges. A memorabilia shop attached to that kind of emotion is positioned perfectly, and it goes both ways. For Kings fans already used to picking up gear or collectibles on their way to or from a game, having a high-end, athlete-backed brand like Card Vault steps it up. It connects their local fandom to a national figure. You're not just shopping at some anonymous chain. You're walking into a place backed by one of the most successful competitors in modern sports history. A guy who, like it or not, knows something about winning cultures and long-term brand building. There's also a cultural parallel here between Tom Brady's career and what Sacramento fans have lived through with the Kings. Brady's whole narrative was built on longevity, discipline, and squeezing the most out of opportunities that other people didn't see. He was a sixth-round pick who became the face of a dynasty. Sacramento fans have spent years cheering for a team that never had the built-in advantages of bigger markets. They've had to hang their identity on being relentless, on not quitting, on believing that if they just hold on long enough, their moment will come. When it finally arrived in 2023, that playoff run felt earned in a way that only a long-suffering fan base can appreciate. So when Brady says he respects that kind of passion, it doesn't feel like an empty line. It sounds like someone who understands what it looks like when a city refuses to let go of a team, no matter how many years go by without a banner. For a lot of Kings fans, hearing that from someone who's lived on the other end of the sports spectrum, endless titles, constant expectations, spotlight games, is a real validation. Of course, the big question everyone keeps circling back to is this. Is this just business? Or is this the first domino? Is Tom Brady simply expanding his memorabilia brand into a strong basketball town? Or is this his way of testing the waters around the Sacramento Kings and their fan base? Right now, publicly, it's just about Card Vault. But fans are going to keep watching. They're going to notice if he shows up at more games, if he's back in Doco for future events, if his name starts popping up more often around Golden One Center. For now, what we can say for sure is that this visit mattered. It mattered to the fans who lined up to meet him. It mattered to the city that's used to being overlooked when big names tour California. And it mattered symbolically because it signaled that someone of Tom Brady's stature sees real value in attaching his brand to Sacramento, not as a backup option, but as the first stop. So, what do you make of it? Do you see Tom Brady's move into Sacramento with Card Vault as a simple business decision? Or do you think there's a chance this grows into a deeper connection with the Sacramento Kings down the road? Would you like to see him get involved with the franchise in some capacity? Or are you happy just seeing his brand add another layer to the downtown scene around Golden One Center? However you read it, one thing is clear. Sacramento continues to prove that it's not just a small market NBA team hanging on. It's a passionate basketball city that keeps attracting bigger eyes and bigger names. And now, you can officially add Tom Brady to the list of people who've